at some artists and where people are allowed to use the music on YouTube for free.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief.
Hi, welcome to this video. Like during this video I will discuss a random question on the internet. So in this video we're going to look at the following question. The question is, can I use music on my podcast? Okay, interesting question. The thing is, you can use music on your podcast, but we need to know the background story so we can understand the question. So the background story is, I have a podcast that I'm making on Anchor. So if you guys don't know, Anchor is a platform same as YouTube, but then for podcasts you can upload your podcast for free, and there are some limitations. You can just look at it on the website, but let's look at it. I have a podcast that I'm making on Anchor, and it's only lets me use 30 seconds, but I have Spotify Premium, and I just play from the Spotify app. Can I play full songs? I just play 90s rap and stuff. If I play for premium, can I use the whole song in my podcast? This is a technical, difficult question to answer, because you need to look at the license, which you allow and which you are not allowed. And sometimes people say that 30 seconds is like a citation, but it doesn't always meet the requirement of citation. I'm going to explain everything soon, but let's understand the situation. We have Anchor as a platform where you can upload podcasts. Your podcast is for free. There are some limitations. And you have Spotify where you can listen to music, and you have a free version, you have a premium version. The thing is, when you look at the premium version of Spotify, it doesn't give you any license to use those songs on other platforms. Otherwise, the license will be really expensive. So let's draw the situation so you can understand what I mean, and then we're going to look at this question, how we can answer the question. So let's go to drawing board. As you can see, this is the drawing board, and on the drawing board we're going to look at the situation. First situation that we have is the person. So we have the person here, and he has a premium account of Spotify. So we have Spotify here, and in this case we're going to call it Spotify SP. Let's call it Spotify, and he has a premium account of Spotify, right? Second, he's on Anchor. We talk about it. It's a platform where you can upload your podcast. So he has an account on Anchor. So let's put A here. And yeah, here he has a premium account. Let's put it in P. Right, so let me look at the question. So if we look at the question, it said I have a Spotify premium account and I use the Spotify app. I do not know anything about his setups, but what he wants to do is he or she wants to listen to some rap music and put it on the Anchor. The question is it allowed? So if you look at this situation, these are the things that he has. The thing is, when you have a Spotify premium, it's just you listen to music without any advertising. So if you look at the Spotify premium, you can just go on the website, look at the terms of condition. I'll make another video about that where I show you that there's no license in it. So when you have a Spotify premium, you can listen to some music, but it doesn't mean you will get the license to use the music. That's a different story. On Anchor, sometimes they have some background music that you can use in your podcast. They got a license to use it, and you're only allowed to use it on their platform. So when you look at Anchor, when you have some music on their platform, you're not allowed to use it in your podcast on their platform. So what happened? The musician, or let's say the artist, gave Anchor a license, and his user allowed to use the music on their platform. It depends what the license between them. You understand them? So now we understand the situation. Now we're going to look at how does copyright work. So technically, when you look at copyright, when I discuss copyright, you always have A, B, and C. As soon as a musician creates music, he has copyright on it, if it meets the requirement of copyright. And the musician is the copyright holder. So we have the right itself is A, the copyright holder is B, and C is you in this case, because you want to use music. If you look at the old rap music, most of the time, not the musician has the copyright, but the label company has the copyright. Doesn't matter, the copyright holder is the label company. You need to get license from them in order to use those music in your podcast. Why is that? As soon as you play the music in the podcast, you are making it public, and you don't have the right. The person that create the music has the right, because that's copyright. Copyright, this right is just the right to make it public and the right to reproduce it. So those rights you do not have it, only the copyright has it. And if you want to use those rights, you need to get a license. And here you see the platform Anchor, the musician give the Anchor rights or license to use it, and the user are allowed to make the music public on their platform. So Anchor has an agreement with the musician of the artist. That's why some music you're allowed to use it for free. It's the same with YouTube. YouTube has also some agreement with some artists, and where people are allowed to use the music on YouTube for free. You understand what I mean? So if you look at this, can I use music in my podcast? Yes, you can, but you need to have a license for that. And sometimes there are some companies out there that give you license to use it in your podcast. An example of this is Stream Beats, or there are other artists out there that give you license to use the music in your live stream or video or whatever, but just read the license. And in this case, if you have a podcast, you can just go streambeats.com and you can look at them, and they said that you're allowed to use their beats in your podcast. Just read the license, and I think when you look at their beats, you can use them. I'm not promoting them or anything, but they are one of the artists, so I think, okay, you're allowed to use their music almost everywhere as long as you meet the requirements. The requirements is not that strict, so just look at them. So Streambeat is a way of using music in your podcast, and I do not know a lot about their collection, but maybe you find something that you really like and can use it. I'm just saying. So in this case, can you use music in your podcast? Yes, you can. Make sure you have a license, because when you use music in your podcast, you do not have the right to make it public. And when you play music in your podcast, you are technically using a right that you do not have, and people can sue you for that. So let's recap. So in this video, we talk about the question, can I use music in my podcast? Can I use music on my podcast? Yes, you can. You need to make sure that you have a license for that. If you do not have a license for that, it's going to be really difficult, and people can come after you. There are some companies out there that provide music that you can use in your podcast for free. You can use those companies. One example is Streambeat, or look at some artists and ask them permission to use their music in your podcast. Just remember, don't use music without permission, otherwise people can sue you. If you have a question about this, just go on the Discord and ask me directly. If you're new to this channel and you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to support us, you can buy us some coffee or buy us a book. Press the link in the description, and I will see you in the next video.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be